July 16, 2026. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like. There was no economic data to really move the markets. I managed to take one trade. I'm going to stop trading now. There was maybe like 3 setups I found and some almost setups, kind of a little bit of a busy area right here. I'm going to go into it right now. So in the pre-market, looks like it was sideways, almost looks like it's 2 legs down, 1 leg down, bounce up, second leg, a little bit of a consolidation, just not that much is happening. And it pushes up, break of the green up channel, starts to open, push us up. At this point, I thought, well, when it pushes back down, I thought there might have been a support area here. But it comes up, break, test the high, pushes down, break of the orange, test the low. EMA looks like it's holding prices down right now. It looks like a first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Break of this orange is tested low. This is maybe a setup here, but I didn't really like this. Just wanted more price action to play out. Acts as resistance, so you can say it's a first entry, second entry failure. But even then, the failure feels a little bit risky because you'd be selling right into this potential support area. And it pushes down. This is at this point where I thought there might have been a support matching with the pre-market lows. It actually sets up for my one and only trade. I was thinking there might have been a channel here. So by the time this one prints, I'm thinking there's some kind of resistance area here potentially. It looks like it's low, pushes down. This support area looks like it's starting to hold a little bit. It was like 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. I also saw it as it looks like it's 2 legs up and it's coming back down. So it's a new low, first entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short here, right here. EMA is holding prices down, and it looks like it's coming back down. It's a decently bearish candle, so it gets confirmed on this one. So it's like a first entry. I'm watching this one really carefully. Comes a second entry. I didn't want to take it on the engulfing. So then when it happens like this, it pushes back up. Now I'm waiting and I'm watching. I'm thinking, is it bearish momentum playing out? So I'm watching and waiting. The next candle creates an inside bar, but it's bearish. So now it looks like it's just a little bit choppy. So then this is what happens. So it looks like it's first entry short, second entry short. When this one opens, this candle, it kind of chops around and it closes at the low. I was thinking there's enough momentum here for a quick scalp. It pushes down and actually was trading a runner today because I'm thinking EMA is holding prices down. Looks like it might want to come back into this channel. This support may or may not be in play, but there's enough for a 6-tick scalp. I probably should have taken the entire position off, but in this case, it worked out. It pushes down right at the lows of this guy. I entered the lows of this guy, pushes down, gives me a 6-tick scalp. My stop is above this candle here. And then I didn't have enough time to drag it because I was dragging it. I wanted to drag it down to, I would always move my stop first, 1 tick below, and then I would take my runner, which is 3 points away, and then drag it down to see if I can get an additional move. In this case, it just fills the whole position. So like fills the bulk of the position and then the runner. Pushes down, reverses back up. Looks like it's moving up this green up channel. Creates a first entry short, second entry short, a lower high almost trade because I don't like the look of this candle. I want it to be red. Plus, I'm thinking this break of this green, could it test the high attempt a second time? It's like a first entry long pullback, second entry long failure. So it pushes down. The EMA doesn't really help right here because it's just cutting through price action. So it pushes down, closes above the EMA, so it gives me another reason not to want to take a trade here. First entry, second entry failure, and it reverses back up. It also looks like a first entry long, second entry long, higher low. The reason I marked it with an arrow was because it felt a little bit unclear because it closed kind of near the neutral midline. So it pushes up, it kind of moves up this shallow channel. And at this point, I'm not really sure what price action or where prices are really going to go. It does look bullish because prices are moving up. EMA is curling up. Hits the sideways consolidation. It's potential fail breakout here. Localized high. First entry long pullback. Second entry long. I thought this might have been a possible trade because EMA is starting to act as support. It's coming from the bottom of the range. There's already failed breakout and it already moved back up. So it looked like here there's a potential to get another 6-tick scalp. But seeing as I already got a good decent trade here with profits, I was a little more reluctant, a little more gun shy. If this closed at the high, and I think that might have helped me convince me to take this trade. But since there was a little bit of a pullback, I was a little hesitant, but I thought this might have been a possible trade. Pushes up, looks like it's in another sideways consolidation, localized high, first entry long. Now this becomes a new localized high. Against first entry, fail breakout here, pushes up. This is a little unclear. I was thinking, was there a channel, something like this? But it doesn't fit that clean because it's one touch, two touch. You don't really get a third touch till way over here. By that time, it feels a little late. The high side doesn't really fit that well. I did try playing extending it like a little bit lower, but the high side kind of has better confirmations because it's maybe 3-touch confirmation. But this left a lot of open area down here, and it looked like it was just sideways by the time I tried to establish this channel. So I ended up deleting it. Starts moving sideways, pushes down on this orange down channel. It's a little shallow. I'm not the biggest fan of this. Pushes up. When it comes down here, that's when I established this larger gray channel here. I'm thinking this or larger gray range. This looks like it's decent consolidation here because I thought there was a small channel here, small channel here. Looks like it's 2 measured legs down. Looks like a visual first entry long, pullback, second entry. Unfortunately, this isn't a very convincing signal bar, so I left it alone. Looking for a higher low. You don't really get a higher low. It comes back down, tests this again. So now I'm wondering if it's going to actually break through. It breaks through temporarily with a small breakout, and it starts looking like it's pushing back up. And I thought maybe it was in this, or maybe this shallow channel is in play. Never colored it in because I'm not a big fan of this shallow channel because it could also be seen as part of this bigger gray range, and it's just consolidating. So it pushes back up, hits this, creates a triple test. Unfortunately, this triple test didn't end in a nice candle. It gave me a little bit of caution just because, one, it is bearish, but it's green. So it is a triple test here. It pushes down, so it confirms a triple test. I'm looking for a lower high, like the next 2 candles would give me a lower high near the high of this range. With bearish finish, then I think there's a trade there. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. It already pushes down to here. Whether this push down here is considered a touch down to the low of the range, I'm not sure. Because when I saw this, I'm thinking, is it reversing or is it going to actually make a touch here? Pushes up, so now I'm just sitting on my hands again. Hits the high side, multiple tests. I'm thinking multiple tests when I see this candle, but I really don't know till I see this candle. So clearly the high of this range is acting as resistance. I'm thinking prices are coming back down, but again, I want a lower high confirmation because this attempt fell short. So I'm worried that this attempt down is also going to fall short, but I want to see like next 2 candles give me a lower high with a bearish finish. Ideally, the lower high will engulf the next candle after this one, and it'll be like a green candle, then a big red candle if it closes the low with enough room to scalp. So that's what I was thinking in real time. That's what I was hoping for. So it could have happened here, but it didn't, and pushes down. So now hits the low. I don't think there's any trade now because I'm watching this to potentially reverse back up. So you have a first entry long. You also have visual first entry, second entry, but now I'm looking for a higher low. I was thinking there might have been a higher low here, but it doesn't. It might be a higher low here, but it feels like it's in the middle of a range, so I'm not as inclined to take a trade, especially when I'm already profitable for the day. Pushes down, breaks down to the low side. Now it's far from the EMA. You only get a bunch of first entries at this point. Pushes down, break this, maybe this yellow down channel, reverses back up. Started the recording, started looking at my charts here. Right about here was consolidating, pushes up, and I started the recording right about here, or I think right about here. I did second entry long here. I'm a little reluctant here. This hasn't been analyzed by me. but maybe there's a channel here. It looks pretty shallow. First entry long pullback, second entry long. This is not even a higher low. See if there's a measured leg here. So it did make a measured leg. I'd be looking for a higher low here. Ideally, a higher low come back like this one is going to come here. Wherever it closes, it pushes down, closes, and then pushes back up. Then maybe there's a trade there, but I'm not going to stick around to find out. Kind of how I saw the charts today. So it took one trade. It was a little bit, go back and look at it, a little aggressive because I am selling into the lows, but I thought this first entry, second entry short right here, I didn't really like it after this candle formed because it looked like it's reversing. But then it made another attempt down, and I saw this candle. I thought there was enough momentum for a quick 6-tick scalp. Indeed, in theory, or looking back, I think I probably should have just taken the whole position off. It was a little bit of a press to try to go for a runner, but I did. So it paid off for me this time. And now I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. I was looking for a higher low, but I'm not going to sit around and look for it and hope. Just take the one trade and be happy. So hopefully that was helpful.